these figures should shock anybody. I don't think that there are many reasonable arguments to suggest that 62 people see their wealth go up by $500 billion in 5 years, and the poorest half of the planet see theirs go down by $1 trillion in the same time. But unfortunately, we're getting rather used to repeating these kind of apocalyptic figures. And what we're urging today is now real action. We're seeing concern from world leaders, but we're not seeing action, for instance, on things like tax havens. Now, one recent estimate is that there's about $7.6 trillion in tax havens around the world. If taxed, that's billions for schools, hospitals, poverty, and we need to see this money being put into the hands of ordinary people who need it, rather than simply sitting in the bank accounts of people who are wondering when they're going to buy their next diamond. Last year we did see a bit of an attempt to crack down on tax dodging, so the G20 agreed a packet of measures, but unfortunately they chose to omit the problems of tax havens, and also crucially for Oxfam, they didn't do enough to meet the needs of developing countries. One estimate is that around $100 billion is lost to poor countries because of companies using tax havens. We know around $70 billion is lost because individuals hide their wealth offshore. Just in Africa, that would be enough to save 4 million children's lives and get every African child into school. So we really do need to see an end to this era of tax havens. What we're seeing is this vicious cycle where as people get more and more wealthy, they get more and more powerful. And of course, then they act to rig the rules in their own interests. So they see their own interests increase and unfortunately the needs of everyone else left behind. So we need to break this link between wealth and power, and we need to see governments stand up for the people that they should be standing up for and ensure people are paying their taxes and put the right investment into health and education and ensure that jobs really pay for hardworking people. Davos is basically a collection of the world's elite, from governments, from business, wealthy individuals themselves. An awful lot of the power to change this is in their hands, so they need to be persuaded that it's the right thing to do, and if they won't, they need to hear strong voices telling them that they need to do it.